This is the If More Let's Divide podcast.
Yo, guys, Charlie, what happened? Welcome to the If More Let's Divide podcast. Another week, another episode, another banging episode. Inferno. Charlie, Fred, what happened?
Yeah, they're from Moses. He touched you today.
Banging.
He touched you
banging.
today. What's good, bro?
Yeah, Charlie, I did. I mean, I went to Agbogboshi today, went to the Afromosis factory, Charlie. The ties then stuck up with in the katam.
Yeah.
And all they do be Afromosis, and they are doing these, you say them big boats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those big boats for, let's say, big, machines and all
Yeah.
that. They use these things to, hold them in place. And Charlie, some are really, really big, and these guys are cutting it, and I'm like, wow. So I had to buy one pair of Afromosis. The guy started from 40 CDs, and I gave him
15.
No, I gave him 30 CDs.
Nice.
Yeah, yes, I'm old man, so I'm like, I have to support the culture.
Yeah.
And shouts to Moses in the
Be
Bible.
fresh.
Yeah,
Fresh.
Charlie, be fresh. Charlie, what happened?
Chai, I'm done. Finally.
Yeah, Charlie. So you for tear some party.
It go happen.
Yeah, Charlie. Dope. Charlie, what's up for this episode?
It's like 1 to 5.
Yeah.
First ever.
Yeah.
A brother,
Yeah.
But I think so much has happened from our first episode till now that it's exciting like it never happened.
Yeah.
And we just went to a show. Help me, eh?
Yeah, me. I think the very first. I'm giving it. I think when we spoke to him, we didn't know what we were doing. Even though it was a dope conversation, really, really dope conversation.
Yeah,
we
it was
were scattered.
Pilot episode.
Yeah. We used him for our test lab rat.
Yeah.
Lab rats. We were like, Charlie, if you come with the conversation, go be you. But we were trying to find someone to test my skills.
But you know what? Even for the testing, I think the conversation was so...
that one.
The depth of it was so
that
deep.
one there. It was very, very deep. It was...
It give with him.
Yeah,
bring solid luck.
Yeah, so we felt it was just right, since he's in the country, to have him again to really chop it up proper. Since we have our groove now, I'm
With
sure.
Pressure they give you, right?
Yeah, Charlie, it has to be doper because
Bring your A game then.
Yeah, Charlie,
Yes,
guys.
sir. Let's do it.
If you're a fan of the podcast, I'm sure you know who we are speaking about. If you're not a fan of the podcast and you're just joining us, before you check out this episode, you have to show some love by subscribing, telling your mothers and your fathers about this podcast, and following us everywhere. By doing so, you are giving us the vim to churn out more dope episodes.
Yeah.
And without further ado, help us welcome M3NSA!
Booyaka.
Yeah. How did you feel about our intro? We're being frank.
Yes, it felt frank.
Frank is the name of my foreman.
Yeah. I mean, we just you are the first person coming on twice because we think we didn't do you good.
Oh no. I think because of how legendary this podcast has become, it's good to go down in the books as me being the first guest. So,
Did you ever listen to your episode?
are you kidding me?
Did you?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I checked everything. I was checking the sound quality. Didn't we edit it together?
Okay. Yeah. True. Yeah. True.
Come
Yeah,
in
man.
bougie.
Yeah. Can't make bougie. Forget.
Yeah. Now I'm a pro.
Yeah.
you know.
So
Yeah.
like, may I do this, man?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's my people's, so it's like, not only was I honored to be the first guest, but I also felt like it was important to kind of support it, you know what I mean? And see it all the way through, yeah.
Dope.
Was that the last time you were in Ghana, or after that you have been to Ghana?
twice.
Oh, you forget we go to Dutch embassy show. Then
yeah.
there was another time too. We go chop some show for some.
Really?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Time to fly.
Try to grow.
When did you guys start this podcast?
I
20
think 20,
Right after COVID, when we
20,
started.
no, 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 2 years. I did every
Yeah,
year.
true. Yeah. Chai, so what's up? What did you come to do in Ghana this year? I remember asking you this in the first episode, and you said you
Since
came
you are
to
based
visit-
in the UK, that's what you said.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, you guys!
yeah, I remember you said you came to visit your mom.
My parents. Yeah, man. So much has happened there because let's not forget. Before we fast forward, since then, my father has also been on the podcast.
Yeah, we were coming to that. Yeah, Charles.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I came to see my parents. You know, I also came to. I've got a business here, so I have to kind of see to that. And then also I've got a new project, coming out. So, you know, doing the rounds, the press runs, and then a few concerts, which you know we just finished. It's been a strong run, you know. Yeah, making music, seeing family, standing on business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, me, I want to know who be the chick for your T-shirt.
Oh man, Obano. You don't know Obano? That's funny because that's the name of the new single, Obano.
Yeah.
So it's
It feels good when somebody doesn't miss an alley oop, but
yes.
yes.
It's many women in one, you know. So it's I can't give away who they are, but it's different faces of interesting women who have been put together because just kind of trying to extend the concept of women not being monoliths and you know women exist in many forms. Yeah.
So who designed it?
I designed it together with a designer called Sally Wangard. That's his name. He's a graphic designer, along with my company, Midas Touch. So we kind of put it together, and then he fine tuned it. So he brought the idea first with this kind of Picasso-esque thing here, and I was like, okay, well, let's fill it in with all the wonderful black women that we know.
It's coming back home. Picasso took it from us. We're taking our
Yeah, of course. It's all very intentional, you know.
Charlie, there is this narrative of everything people stealing from Africa, like everything hails from Africa, you know, and all that, Charlie.
You feel they be bullshit, right?
Some are just.
But Picasso did take his work from us. That one.
if
Cubism came from us.
Yeah, I mean, if you read the guy in history, he researched on that. You know, I went to Picasso's museum in Malaga.
Okay.
So you can see, and the thing is, Picasso is he's a classical painter. What you call like he can paint those kind of Renaissance kind of you know, the deep kind of detailed. You know, the ones where you just see you go rich people in my house. Yes. And then through the years, he just kept simplifying and just changing. And that's when he blew up.
Yeah.
You know, because he started do research to see into like the 2D kind of cubism thing where you're talking. And it just, you know, the weirder you are.
Charlie.
Yeah.
That one, I agree with you though, that a lot of things we try to lay claim to. But I think some of it comes from the fact that, I mean, life did start from here. Civilization did start from the
So
continent.
it's like,
so
it's a given.
it's,
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you see, we and Kasano, that whole, it becomes annoying when people take things. We are fine with, because when I call Chankasa, or the way we did, I'm not about to go into any deep thing, but the way we did, it's like we share. There's no kind of claim to things.
Yeah.
But later we enter the Western world where they are commercializing things and capitalism. Then it's like, you know, they start claiming things and not giving due, you know, like, then it started to make annoying. But if this work civilization starts and everything was stolen from here, anyway, so they make redundant. Like, it's not even necessary to keep saying, oh, he stole it from here or whatever. But when they take chop money, you like this. If Balenciaga can't get where they put them.
But Balenciaga is one label brand that I really don't get. I don't understand.
Yes.
Like it
it's
beats
all
me.
intentional.
It beats me all the fucking time.
Yeah. They'll beat you again when they put the attack on this one.
I mean, quite recently, I saw that one of these top brands labels, is it Dior? They are making their shit for $27 and they are selling it for 2,500 USD.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that. If you are going to get 27,000 Dior, cool. I won't get a 27. I won't even get $100 Dior. You won't catch me. And I've said it here before. The labels, the luxury labels, quote unquote, where you find their names
in
on
the
there, you never ever. I've never worn any luxury label in my life ever. Sports brand, yeah, but Gucci, Danny Day.
Oh, that they be deaf guys.
Like, Charlie, but people flaunt.
I mean, I think you can get Gucci's that don't show.
Yeah, that I was gonna say. Yeah.
Sure. But you know what? I want Mensa to maybe expand on that. I'm thinking about this idea. When we are averse to capitalism in those kind of ways, like they make something for $27 and then they sell for 27,000. But I'm also of the mind of value.
Right.
They have found a way to make themselves of a certain value. Like, to take it to you guys' world, entertainment. Nipsey Hussle at some point was selling his CDs for 10,000 a copy, I think. In his lifetime, he had a record that came out.
Right.
And either it was $1,000 or 10,000 or something like that. And Jay called him one day and bought like, I think, bunch of copies or whatever. And I always wonder if the branding of, because, for lack of a better expression, the branding of Africa is partly why we are unable to take hold of the value that we create and not benefit from it as much because we don't care as much as the branding and positioning of things.
Yeah.
Like Mensa, what do you?
No, I think those are two different things. Exploitation and branding are two different things.
Okay.
To take something from somebody, like cocoa farmers are being exploited. It's like cheap labor, and then you go elsewhere and sell it for 10 or 100 times the price of.
But who's doing that? Is it our government or is it the?
Oh, everybody in between.
Yeah.
So it's like, just play fair. These guys are just asking for bare minimum. And you actually are underpaying them knowingly, and then you ship the things out and then you sell it for sometimes 100 times what it's worth.
Yeah. But
So
I blame our government a lot when it comes to that particular.
Oh, they're all the same people. They're the same. It's like, it's no different. Right now, we can't even play the white-black game. It's just about, it's capitalism.
Yeah.
We've all entered.
Yeah. So, Mensa, earlier on when we were talking about Picasso and, paintings and all that, you made mention of, like, you just said in passing, like, those paintings you see in rich homes where, and all that.
Yeah.
If a rich person comes to you right now and goes like, I want a work from you in my house.
Yeah.
But it should be a quote from any of your songs.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, hang it, somewhere in my house. Do you have a quote from any of your works that you would pick? What is that quote and why would you pick that quote?
So basically, it talks about my favorite bar.
Not really. What would you give out to someone who wants to use a line?
A lyric or
All my lyrics are my children, and I love them equally.
No, pick one.
I feel like
line.
I know what Mensa could talk about.
What do you reckon? No, you tell me because I can't.
From a rich person.
No,
And wants to buy Mensa's lyric.
Yeah, one.
If you go find the one with the insult the rich person,
I go do something a little bit. Kind of, every time you go look and go talk. This motherfucker.
Yeah, but it should be a line from your work that's out.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's continue this conversation, and I'll answer
and
it.
You'll
along
think
the way.
think
Yes.
That's
think
a dope
about
question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a dope question.
But why'd you ask though? Why?
I mean, it just hit me when you
Yeah.
because I've been thinking, right? Also, I've been thinking we are always right now painters are making a killing with their work and all that. It's always painting, and I'm tired of some of these paintings. You always make mention of the black skin, how
the blackface, and
the blackface, and how it's true. I just saw on Instagram some small guy who was going that same route.
Yeah.
We are not seeing words nowadays.
I think I know what my line would be.
But remember, I'm sure in your home you had like a quote, maybe either from the Bible or from same in my home. So now let's reshuffle it. If it's a bar from you, what will it be?
I think I know it now.
What?
It will be, the meek shall inherit the earth, ... 6 feet under, and will soon be forgotten.
I love that. I love that one.
The meek shall inherit the earth 6 feet under.
Yeah, ellipsis.
No.
Yeah.
The meek shall inherit the earth, ...
Okay.
6 feet under, and will soon be forgotten.
That's a line from his new song.
Yeah. So the meek
But the Bible say the meek shall inherit the earth.
yeah.
Say if you play I'm cooler, everything for the world inside will be your own.
Yeah.
But the reality is that if you don't make wild,
Yeah.
the earth where you go inherit,
It be
6 feet under.
That's something that will fuck with a rich person who is arrogant and feels like
the meek shall 6 feet under.
I remember that bar from the
Yeah.
concert night.
Yeah.
I loved it. I really loved it.
Yeah.
Are you making a conscious effort for you to be, for your works, or for you to still live when you are gone?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it from your stuff, or wait? How do you want people to remember you when you are gone?
Mostly from personal encounters.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I really want people to tell stories of their encounter. I've just found, like, in the last few years, I realized that me and Kasana, when I meet people, like, before, so I know everybody says they are introverted and whatnot, but I have, like, my threshold is very low, so I can be social, but I reach a point, it's just like, okay, I've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to, like, when I interact with people, I really, like, consciously want to make them feel very good about themselves. That's really what I'm trying to do now. Like, really tap into people's stories and just give them, like, in the moment that I'm with them, to really allow them to, like, almost boast about who they are to me with joy, And so that when I'm not around, they can be like, oh, that guy made me feel good. I'm not sure. What did he do that made me feel so good, But in terms of my work, if you're talking about my work, I think I've done what I can do, really, and it's up to people to whether they want to uphold it or whatever. And I just want my work to really also take care of my offspring, That's one thing that I really hope that maybe when I'm gone, somebody's going to rediscover my music and pay a lot of money for it so that my children can live a decent life and not.
But I think you'll be here.
Yeah.
For when they are
all my grandchildren,
Yeah,
just a kind of legacy of, really like some wealth.
Yeah.
Is, I mean, we've had very similar upbringings. We saw both sides, or we see both sides. Like, we're not super rich, but I think, or rich even, but I think we have a certain quality of life.
Yeah.
I think our parents have really afforded us. We didn't even know that we were poor. When we were kids.
Poor.
Yeah.
It
was such a quality of life, And then you grow up and you look back and you're like, damn, it was hard. But, we are still, we're living a privileged lifestyle, and I'm very content, and I want to kind of extend that to the next generation.
Yeah, I think we all have a duty, if you would put it that way. I've never frowned on passing on wealth.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's your responsibility, number one.
Yeah.
And then also, when you think about it, there's a responsible way to do that, but there's no. One of our guests just said something that was so profound. There's no point in repeating the same life twice.
No. Absolutely.
And so if you can afford
Yeah.
them to have that. But I want to go back to your work because Mutombo asked you that question, and I love the lyric that you came up with. I think actually I would like to put that in my own house, steal it and use it.
Please.
But he's speaking about legacy,
Yeah.
and you just said you think your work you've done, and it's up to people. And I want to find out how you stay inspired. Like, are you finding new ways to dig deeper, to maybe what's the word? I don't want to say represent, but represent yourself and your thoughts in a different way? Because I can see how maybe you're accustomed to think in a particular way and approaching your art a certain way. Yeah. But do you ever challenge yourself to do anything different for the sake of it?
Yeah, of course, all the time. I mean, sorry. Was it Michelangelo who says in his 80s was like, I'm still learning. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. I think I don't even have to, like, I'm naturally a very curious person. So I don't think I consciously try and, I think what you're saying, like, evolve and kind of reimagine myself and things like that. But because I'm constantly learning something new, it shows me a different side of myself, and then I just apply it to my work. But one thing I'm also very conscious of is my experiences. You know, so it's like, as I hit 40, I realize, say, my outlook on things be very different, and I'm very conscious of it, and I make note of it. I'm also very conscious of my relationships with people, you know, and I make note of it. I'm also very conscious of how comfortable I've become with writing how I feel. Because in my early years, it was all about kind of dexterity and how much skill, blah, 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 blah. And then when you're a little bit older, you start thinking about how accurate is what I'm saying. And then I've reached an age where it's like, how honest am I being? So that in itself, when your approach changes, your approach towards the work changes, the work also changes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's about being in the moments, like really like being very conscious of how I'm engaging with the craft, you know, and I'm doing so many different things too, you know. I'm not only like writing music, but I'm producing for others, I'm writing for others, I'm making film, I'm editing, you know. So it's like, there's just so many things that's coming my way, you know. I've just started directing as well. So it's like, it's you know, so it's constantly changing, and those experiences always come back to the music, you know. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
So you made mention of your kids, even your grandkids, and you segued into all what you are doing, not just making music. You are doing so many other things. We have people who were big in their lifetime, but got bigger after they died.
Yeah.
Example, FOLAH, Bob Marley.
Yeah.
You know, I can go on.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. By heroes. By heroes.
It's true. It's true.
Do you have that feeling that all what you are churning out now is going to be bigger than what they are now, and someone else is going to reap those benefits, or you don't care? You are really just doing it.
Like I said, I'm very conscious of like how I'm living. You know, I'm very conscious of the blessings, or you know, of my, you know, of like my experiences and where the music is taking me, and where the art is, like the people is bringing into my life, you know, and my experiences with my children, you know, my family. It would be a shame, you know, that somebody would exploit my art when I'm gone. But however, if I became more famous or whatever, I don't care. I don't really care about that, because I think what is happening right now, I'm very content with, because I understand why I'm where I am. I see what I'm doing wrong or what it hasn't worked out or what mistakes I made. But also, I also see how the music has impacted so many lives. Like, you know, the concert 2 days ago, like, you know, like younger folk were singing my lyrics, you know, and it's like I was overwhelmed. And I've been doing this 20 years plus, and I was still like, wow, like, whoa, you know? So those things are what's important to me. And I'm not, and this is not to kind of sound like a braggart or whatever it is, but I'm not poor. I'm not struggling. I'm struggling to make moves, but the moves I'm making. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't understand. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, we they manage.
Life is good.
You know?
I mean, the experience
In a different way, not in like a
competence you've created.
Yeah. I'm
gonna
like
bear
when I
fruit.
say I'm not poor, I don't mean financially. I mean like the value in life. You know, like you know, both my parents are in their 80s and they're very healthy. You know, my family is I'm very close to my family, my siblings, all my cousins, my nephews, all my siblings' kids are very close to me. Such a huge family. You know, my kids are fucking amazing. You know, it's like that's what I mean, you know, it's like there's such value in the life that I'm living right now that I don't imagine it any other way, you know. Yeah.
But my question was,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like, it no go what go pay me be say somebody that exploits my music or exploits my art, you know. But, you know, it's like I don't really think like, oh, I should be richer now, you know, like my blessings should come now. That one, Charlie, I know
So we had your father, I think season 3, we had your dad. And I want to talk a little bit about the exploitation.
Yeah.
Your father made mention of Osibisa.
Yeah.
You know, taking, you know, some of his songs, and you know, making it their own without giving him any, you know,
to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
Are you doing anything to avoid that currently, like, so that knock on wood, if like in 50 years you are no more, everything will be intact for your, you know, the next of kin?
I mean, these days it's very easy to register your art.
Yeah.
You know, it's the fact that, you know, I upload the music myself onto these platforms gives me, like, I sign documents that show that, you know, I have the rights to the music, you know. I am definitely making sure, you know, that everything is, you know, that's due me is in its right. It's rightly registered or whatever it is. I don't know how else to put it. And then, of course, I don't know. I think so. I think I am. I think I am. Yeah. I think I am. I think so. You know, see, my dad's era, it was hardcore. Like, even like the segregation was rife. You know, there was times when like there'll be bands. I don't know if he told you the story of there, like on BBC, there would be a band playing.
Yeah, and they'll have to
and
hide
behind the curtains,
curtain,
the percussionist and the drummer, the real percussion drums,
face,
be playing behind the curtains. You know, it's like those days you couldn't even be black in peace.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've come a long way since then. And also because of his experiences, to properly answer your question, I've made sure that nobody takes the piss with me. You know, we've kind of educated ourselves and we know how to prevent these things.
How do you, not because we're on the subject, I was always curious when he mentioned about how did it make your family feel, knowing that your dad was robbed of something like that. And those guys are walking around like it didn't happen, and he keeps telling the story over and over again, and they just don't give a fuck.
Most of them died though, so they are not walking around.
Oh, well.
All the original members died.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad is still alive. And
So-
my dad.
So what I try to say.
Yeah. Ain't life a
Payback
bitch?
is a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, my dad, Yo, let me tell you a wild story. When I came, I was like, oh, I'm gonna chill with my dad, and we're gonna drive to Benin, to stay with SC.
Benin.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not Benin. Benin.
Yeah. After Togo.
After Togo. Oh wow.
Yeah. I was gonna go on a drive with him, to spend time with him, catch up, kind of clear some things. Yeah, because me and my dad, is always something, And before I could tell him, he's like, "Oh, I'm there next week. I think I might be going to New York." He just bought himself a ticket, and he's gone. I say this to say, like, he's 85.
Yeah, man.
May
we all be that blessed. That man is Charlie.
He's
tower
off.
Strength.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
He's, so I think, and my dad, let's just call a spade. I love the man, I respect the man, but he also made some really difficult choices, or made some bad choices.
You mean in terms of in relation to those CB
Yeah, all these things. It's like sometimes it's like, damn, dude, why?
What can you explain a little bit, like as in the and this is just for education purposes.
A lot of people who are talented don't really see the value in what they're doing. It's the people who have small talent and a big business acumen. They are the ones who, if you look in the industry all the time, it's like, Jay-Z is not the best rapper in the world by far.
I think so. But
No, dude.
No, please come
You see,
on.
Jay-Z is the perfect combination
Yeah.
of good lyrics and a crazy ass business acumen.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? There are people,
I mean,
you see what I mean?
if you're talking about like rap,
like rappity rap,
people,
so it's like he
people do.
balances, because if they talk bars, just bars for bars sake, maybe you could fit talk say cannibals or all these guys, but it's too much.
Yeah.
So you have to have a balance of things, And I feel like my dad gave away so much without seeing the value, because he had so much to give. Like, he's an incredible guitarist, great writer, he's an actor, photographer, like all these things. And he was so, because he was surrounded by it since birth, he didn't really see the value in it, Fully educated man, but just like,
It comes easy to you, and I had to learn this recently, that there are things that come so easy to me that like before, I'll be sitting in a group of people and they'll ask a question. It's a business problem. And I just start rattling off what they should do, what steps they should take.
and they're like,
then I started realizing, actually, this is how I make my money.
yeah,
So now if you say something,
consultation.
I'll be like, I'll send you an invoice.
Yeah.
I'll send you a solution. I'll send you a proposal.
Yeah.
And it's made me so much more money in the last 2. And I just realized this about
Right.
2 years ago.
Right.
I became more conscious of,
Yeah.
no, I'm giving free game too much.
Yeah. Monetizing your
Because it used to come so easy to me. I used to be like, we just did talk. Why have I charged this?
You see,
person?
no,
Yeah,
something
it's
to-
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
something similar just happened to me, and I'm like, I should be hard and firm.
Yeah.
A friend of mine came to me and was like, oh, he's seen that we are doing this podcast thing, and he likes the quality and all that, but they want to start a podcast and they want to buy stuff. So I am basically doing the consultation. So I should give him the equipment,
The list
that they
of the
should buy.
stuff you bought. That's a job.
Yes, I made a whole list for
Can you
them.
imagine?
And this is the crazy part. They gave me the money to buy the stuff for them, find someone coming to Ghana so they can bring. I did all of that. Like, I bought
And
the
you
thing.
didn't charge.
First of all, this person has come to you to say, we like what you're doing. We want to copy it.
Yeah.
Now, can you help us copy it?
That's
Like,
irony
listen,
right there.
It's yeah.
It's crazy. Intellectual. You had, because even I'm on the show, and if you told me to go and buy I wouldn't know where to start
Yeah.
to buy which or in what order. And that's actually, we take it for granted, but that's the knowledge. That's what knowledge is.
Yeah.
Knowing what to buy and how to buy and what to pair with what.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's like I was doing this contract job, with some Yankee guys, a big corporate, and they asked me like, to send them an invoice of how I'm going to charge and everything. But then I realized that when I'm creating the music and stuff, they're going to be calling me. They're going to be asking me, okay, can you change this? Can you move this here? Can you suggest this? My business partner was like, man, said that's consultation. But how do you quantify your consultation? Because it's just conversations. Oh, man, said, we like this. Can you change this, move this here? What do you think about this? And I'm like, yeah, okay, we can move. All of that is money. So now, and this is free game for you guys. It's like, yeah, the proof is in the pudding. All I did was put 25% of everything that I'm charging on top of it as consultation.
Yeah.
And they didn't bat an eye.
Yeah. Because there's value in the information you're going to give them.
So this one you could talk, say, okay, everything where you buy, give them. Your own be 10% of the cost of all the things.
Yeah.
It's fair.
It's fair.
Bro, you can go and make mistakes and buy the wrong equipment and blast. That's on you.
You see, but the thing is that we also forget that he's gone and done the homework.
Yeah.
And he's months and months of,
And
I remember,
time,
right?
Energy.
Charlie, the mixing board. This camera. What do you think? These lights. Months and months. And also traveling from here, checking prices, all these things until you got your perfect setup, tweaking it, all that stuff. So now somebody asking you think, oh, well, I've already got the information, but you forget how long it took you.
Yeah.
And the admin
cost
that went into into getting all this information.
Yeah.
Now you have to make money for it.
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah. I mean, that one we are all learning.
Yeah.
We're all learning, but we
Now
have to
they
be
are
better.
learning.
Yeah.
So, classics and nostalgia.
Oh boy.
These two things, right? I've been thinking about these two, words and what they mean, for some time now. I feel that recently any song, in this case especially, that was released during our prime, when I say prime, when we're in GSS secondary school and all that, when we hear them now, we call them classic, right? I know that in the next 20 years, when we hear some of these Yawa songs, we are going to call them classics. I'm saying, you know what?
Maybe the Gen Zs, but I don't think us.
Even okay, you continue.
Sorry, Gen Z.
Yeah. Before my main question, I want to ask you this, then I go to it. What makes a song a dope, song? Like, what makes a song dope?
Oh God, many. I don't even know how to answer the question, but I'm very interested in this classics thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think we've reached a point in music creation that it just became recycling. Like we reached a point where it's like almost all the amazing music that can be made has already been made. That's how I feel, you know? And now we are just like recycling things. And actually, if we want to make good music, we go back to the old shit. Because if you hear let's make I give you an example, like Mariah Carey's Butterfly. How does it go?
Jay-Z or what's on?
Yeah. They've made there's a new version that has come. Some girls rapping on it. Because girls like
Yeah, I think I
or
heard
something
it.
like that.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
the song? When you play that
song is dope.
and you play Mariah Carey's version, they're on par. And Mariah Carey's version bangs more. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my kids are like, what is this remix? They think Mariah Carey's version is
The current one.
it's like a version. You see what I'm saying? But then Mariah Carey's version also samples an old song.
Yeah.
But if you hear it, you can tell that,
That's progression.
yes. But in terms of sound and how music bangs, I don't think we're doing anything. Actually, right now, the aesthetic is like, how can you make your music sound like boom bap? Look at Costa Nostra or whatever. You know those guys?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, coast
to coast.
yeah.
I mean, they've literally gone back to 90s hip hop music,
Boom
and
bap.
that's to boom bap,
Yeah.
to leaders of the new school,
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, people are like, oh, and it's like, we grew up on this shit, you know? I don't mean to be like what's it called, trivialize what Kendrick, J. Cole are doing, or even Drake at some point. But when Drake is in top form is when he sounds like a 90s rapper. When Kendrick is in top form is when he sounds like a 90s rapper. And same as J. Cole. Adilai.
That's the truest form of the art.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Kendrick is a 90s rapper. If you haven't listened to enough hip hop, you won't know. But Kendrick is basically a West Coast neo soul or whatever conscious rapper rapping over J Dilla beats. If
That's
you
the
listen-
only way Good Kid, Mad City is a classic.
That's because
That's
it
the
sounds
only
like a
way.
90s album.
Yeah.
You know? And if you dig hip hop enough, you know that all these aesthetics have already been done. You know, it's cool. I mean, you know, the thing is that the lyrics are probably changing because now it's crazy. And sorry, I'm digressing a little bit.
Yeah.
No, but go in.
You know, when Tupac did his diss song, it was about a bit more machismo, like who's the bad, I fucked your wife, this. Can we swear on this show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
We
you know,
swear.
got guns, blah, blah. And it was very interesting to me. I was very conscious of it, but now it's about mental health.
And who's not black enough?
You know, yeah,
Who's
it's like
dropping their smokies.
it's crazy, right? Politics, family,
Yeah.
you know, authenticity, you know, your relationship with your fans,
Race.
pedophilia, race, being a colonizer,
Yeah.
you know, it's crazy. So that's why I never knock Gen Z. I never knock Gen Z because they're much smarter than us. They're much smarter. They can't be smarter than us, the millennials, because we are here.
Yeah.
We were analog and we're also
Yeah,
digital.
Yeah, very.
We will never be outdated. Just our eyesight is getting bad.
But you know, okay, so I'll say this to even support what you guys are talking about.
Right.
The thing that I'm not in awe about is rappers that made me want to quit writing is how I measured how good a rapper was.
Really?
I'll give you, actually, I know you're going to poo-poo it, but it really is true. You were one of them.
Oh my God.
And Biggie,
I know.
when he dropped, I dropped unexpected like bird shit.
Yes.
I was like, okay,
Forget about
Master,
it.
you know Demon.
I would never think of this.
And then you had a couple of rhymes, orangutan slang. I'm like, this guy is just fucking around too much. But I think with these rappers, right, when everything was happening, I'm like, I could kill this guy for you.
yeah.
Like, there's so much that you're not saying. Dude,
Yeah.
I was angry at the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are these people doing?
Yeah.
6ix9ine God. And this was to say, yeah, I got a big D. It's on video. I'm like, okay. I get all of the
Yeah.
trying to use the political angle, the social, social engineered, this is the right and wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I felt like they were all they were trying to win a popularity contest. When Tupac just walked in like, fuck you. Basically, I don't care what anybody else says. And Biggie was like, okay, I'm trying to do something else, but still, I go catch you them for somewhere, and you know I'm talking to you, but it was raw.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but I also feel like that rawness is, if the cameras are shut off and Kendrick and Drake are insulting each other, it won't be you're a pedophile. So you kwasiayawaga, take you go talk. It will be more real things than the political angle. And that's why I feel like they're not being as authentic as maybe I feel we were back in our day. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's off camera. They'll be talking about some real shit, like the same shit. You know, it's like, but in a different.
Do you think
way.
they really think Drake is a pedophile?
No, better one day. We for the fight.
That one, if we dey fight,
I go talk what I go talk.
Yeah, okay.
You see how they
No,
mean?
yeah.
But I think they're gonna have some real.
I think they don't
important
like each other. That one I
Yeah, of
believe.
course, but it's
they
you know
hate each other.
it's a competition of like for the top spot.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that throughout the years since the 1920s, vulgar music has always been around. Songs about vagina, penis, sex,
yeah.
like all
Those
that
days
stuff.
they were even raw.
It's always been around.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna go away. So every generation has, and I also respect the concept of everything is allowed. I'm into that, because I know if you every day I want to hear, hey, yo, we're gonna elevate the black community, and it's like
Black
not every day.
excellence. Yeah.
No, sometimes I want to hear shake that booty, baby.
Yeah. Actually, let me ask you about your music.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to, but why are you not doing that kind of music
You don't know
music
that.
now?
You don't know
Like-
that.
Like,
You don't know that. You don't know that. I mean, fucking boys, what have we not talked about? I could spread
yeah,
you.
but now the
My
kind of
project,
music.
FOLAH has a song called "I Won't Dare Your Body."
Yeah, but it's. I feel it's not that
Polished.
that. Yeah. It's calm.
Yeah. You see, okay. So I hear you, bro. I hear you. Just because I like something doesn't mean that I also have to make it.
Make it, okay.
Unlike your podcast friends who like what you are doing and also want to copy it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
fair.
they would never be as authentic as you. The fact that they have to ask you to buy equipment, they've already lost that battle.
It's an interesting statement. Somebody just told me if an entrepreneur has to ask permission, you fail from the doorstep.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah, yeah.
same ideology that M3NSA is trying
Concept.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, but I want to ask you about a specific record.
Go
This Urbano,
Yeah.
when because you made about to shake the booty and all other stuff, and when I was listening to it, there's a part of me that I loved it. Like I almost saw where you were going before it happened. I'm like, oh yeah.
Right.
But there was a point where I got to, I was like, I think M3NSA is going to take it further, and I felt like
I held
there
back.
was you held back.
What on Urbano, the Urbano
Yeah,
song?
on the Urbano song.
What in the lyrics or what?
In the story itself. So I felt like
Right.
you took it there and then you almost left the rest to imagination
Yeah.
based on the depth or how profound I know you can be in terms of
Right.
telling a story.
Right.
It's like Obano, Saubano, and
no,
the play on the
right.
words and
Right.
everything. And I was like, oh, he's gonna be saying some other shit now because I'm just maybe because of the way FOLAH was
Yeah.
described about talking about relationships in
Yeah.
other ways.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking me further, even though in my mind I went there.
Yeah.
And the art is supposed to do that
Yeah.
sometimes on its own.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say more because it felt like you could say way more than
Absolutely.
you actually did.
Yeah. But there's more songs on the album.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
So, yeah.
So I kind of it's like an angle.
Okay.
You know? So it's like so FOLAH is like it's in a sense so it's three releases. It's three EPs. And this one is mostly about romantic relationships.
Okay.
And are we allowed to talk about FOLAH?
Yeah.
Urbano t-shirt. First single of FOLAH. And
Yeah.
so the Urbano song is a song of adoration,
Mm.
but also not so kind of clinical in a way that I adore this woman. She's like a god walking on this planet. But damn, she has a fat ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's real. Like physical attraction is real. Like, you know what I mean? And then there's music on the album where it's just like, it is just sexual. Because that also is real. And songs about fear of letting yourself completely fall in love with somebody or be vulnerable with somebody is there. And I did that because we don't often, as Ghanaian male men, we don't often tap into that energy in the music. It's always very dominant and like, I will do you this or this or I won't buy you this or you break my heart or you be gold digger or whatever. But it's also like I want to be vulnerable, like I'm incapable of
I want to be felt.
or I feel weak. So you are in control right now, you know? Like, guide me, you know? And I think this kind of thing sometimes comes with age and experience, you know? So I kind of want to explore these things.
Dope.
Back to the classic.
Oh my God, sorry,
question.
man. It's the most ADHD
mean,
conversation.
Yeah. Back to the classic question. I asked you that because of because anytime this particular song of yours comes out or is being played or appears on the timeline, people call it classic. You and VIP.
Right.
People have even said that if you pick that song from that era and bring it to the now, it will still sound fresh.
Good, yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever heard that?
Oh yeah. Even when I hear the mix, I'm just like, oh, this is proper. You know, it's proper. It was like analogously recorded.
Yeah. So do you agree that song is a classic?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And it was like I put my everything in that song. You know, I was super young, but it was, you know, like what's that Eminem song? You got this one chance, whatever it is, like, or you know,
Lose yourself in the music. The
that
moment.
song was like finally, like I'd been hanging out at this recording studio for coming up to 2 years, doing everything, cleaning, wiping, correcting wires, not being allowed to use the full studio equipment, like the side studio B tins. And then finally they were like, okay, man, sir, we're ready to work on this project. We did one song and it was like not quite and I was like, okay, I need to go back in there and smash it, absolutely. And VIP was ready to work with me because at that time I'd been able to make a song with Reggie. And so they knew like I was legit. So I remember so clearly where I was in my room, sitting on the edge of my bed, you know, the wooden part, and just writing and deleting and writing and deleting and making sure that everything was so relevant, like making the ECG references, knowing who I was featuring on the song and how to really, because Promsy was a problem.
Yeah.
Promsy was a problem. And Lazy had the voice and the hooks, you know, and Prodigal, Lazy, Zeal. And then Prodigal just like the swag, you know, and me, the scrawny kid, like, you know. So I really put in the work. And David, I was on David Bolton, shout out David Bolton. Yesterday I was in the studio with him. He's still working together. He really like listened to me and we took an idea to the next level. And we really kind of, we created music, you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like over, you know? And so I think that's what you are seeing now, you know? And then the video too was like from the best video maker in the country at that time. You know, that rendering of the microphone took almost a month.
Wow.
You know, where the mic would follow me.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So I'm glad that it still does, you know, what it's doing. I've not registered that song, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have the masters? Like the raw files?
Not the raw files, no. It's all gone.
It's all gone?
Yeah.
Wow.
The studio kind of, shut down in a very bad way. But I've got the WAVs. Yeah.
So that song is a classic for you.
I wouldn't call it a classic, but I think it was a good song that I made at that time that still withstood the test of time.
So, Jomo, what makes a classic for you?
Do you think it's a classic is the question? Do you think, or you don't think it's a classic?
I like that song. And I've spoken about that song everywhere, online and all that. That song is dope. But now I'm questioning myself. I like that song. I don't know what a classic is, but like I said earlier at the beginning, usually songs that we grew up on automatically becomes
classic.
Yeah. So is it the nostalgic effect?
Yeah.
Or
I hear you. Yeah.
I don't know what a classic song is. I don't know for me what is a
No, but I'm sure you do. Okay, let's try and make it simple for you. When you think of the 90s, what hip hop song comes into your mind?
The 90s. For hip hop.
I can give you a song.
Yeah. I have.
Go on,
Hip Hop Parade.
I was going to say that song.
Wow, yeah.
I was literally going to say that. That is a classic.
Yeah.
Because it's a great song. And right now,
Yeah.
if you drop Hip Hop Hooray, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what happened? Did I tell you guys what happened?
Well,
Oh, Charlie. I take some young producer, go some venue, some club, and they were playing some hip hop. He's a DJ, and they were playing. And the Hip Hop Hooray came on, and the whole crowd went crazy. And the guy looked at me like, I don't know this track.
Yeah, I think you told me the story.
I told you this, all right?
Yeah.
Hey!
why Gen Z? Okay, so well.
You see
By
what I
saying
mean?
this, then I would say, yeah, that song.
You
is
said
a-
because there are thousand songs from the 90s
Yeah.
that we know. I mean,
Yeah.
you listen to every damn
Yeah.
hip hop
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
So
But
this is what, to me, I think you guys will agree. This is a classic. The moment the song comes on, everybody knows the lines coming and following. Everybody goes, "Hey!" That's the classic
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
It doesn't
Listen, no.
always mean it's a classic.
So
I love it when they call me Big Papa.
Classic record, club banger. But there's a song that may not be a classic that is dope from the past. Like maybe there's a Missy Elliott record here and there. There's
Bro, everything Missy Elliott has put out is a classic.
Emum. I'm saying that there are certain records here. Okay, let me think. I'll give you a real example because I love this question Mutombo is posing. And I'm very big on this idea of classic. Mensa has some classic songs, but you won't call his entire discography classics in terms of individual songs. You can say that's a classic album.
Yeah.
Do you know the Mensa song that I will automatically call a classic?
What's that?
T-Bread.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think Ejuma is a classic?
Yes.
Yes.
Ejuma.
That's a classic.
Yes.
That's a classic because
Yes.
when you play it in public, all the people around Ejuma.
Do you know something? I still like, so for the Ejuma, Mensa jagged it up from Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yes.
Emily.
But yes, I don't think about Emily when I hear Ejuma.
Right.
Now it's like Lil Wayne jacking from Men's.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
that
know
song
which one
is
happened first, but
no, Emily.
yeah. But when I heard that record, you know how you pay homage to an idea,
That's what it was.
and you do it again.
Yeah.
And I thought it was such a flawless representation. I didn't even think of that record as much as
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
went into the
Yeah.
local.
Ejuma
Yeah.
is a classic, even though it's quite recent.
Yeah.
Ejuma is a classic.
How recent?
Oh, like 10 years.
Hey, we grew
Or-
up with
or-
the Fitox
or
say-
less, like
we
8
grew.
years.
If you talk say 10 years be recent,
Yeah.
we're really old.
No, I think comparing it to VIP and
right,
T-Bread.
Yeah.
For me, T-Bread is a classic. It's a very, very sweet album.
I cannot listen to that
track.
song.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like I was talking about things I didn't know about. You know?
I have
But
to
the
listen
sound.
to it.
Yeah, but the sound was a classic sound. I
Yeah.
think,
It was.
And it was, surprisingly radio liked it, you know.
So, talking about your track with VIP, you said you were sitting at the edge of the bed and deleting stuff,
Composing.
and bringing things in.
Yeah.
That's what makes it dope. Do you think you ever go to that? The Mensa, because the sound that you are doing. I don't mean to take a piss, but it's more the matured now.
Yeah.
I think it's more
mature
I think I will. I think I have a couple of rap albums inside me. I think. Do you know what's happening to me, guys?
midlife crisis.
No, I'm quite pissed. I think it's not a midlife crisis. I'm pissed. So, and I keep saying this. I think I've talked about this, but now I'm gonna be really honest about it. It's like when I did number 1 Mango Street. I really I put my everything into it. I tried, I toured, I did everything. Went to Yankee, UK, Europe. I tried Ghana, everything. I tried, and I was getting a lot of pushback because people were telling me they didn't know. It sounded good, but they didn't know. The mainstream didn't know what to do with it. Like BBC and all these guys, they was like, this is really dope, but there's nothing else like it. So we don't even know how to playlist it or how to position
place it.
it. Where does it go? And now it's like, listen to the fucking music that's out there. And I compare it to like what Number One Mango Street was, and it's like, you guys slept on me. Like, you guys really did me an injustice. And so I feel like, okay, now that you guys are ready, let me give you some throwaway shit and see how you guys feel about it. And I'm not saying that my like FOLAH is like a throwaway project or whatever, but it's stuff that I'm just like pretty much just putting together, And I want my piece. I want my piece of that pie, because you denied me of that shit, and now that it's become a multi-million-dollar industry, and it's like, okay,
it's like being ahead of your time, but still
it's
not
bullshit.
being recognized for how you've pushed the culture forward. And you know what?
All your favorites were listening to that
Charlie.
album, and they will not come out and say it. You see what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, I've got more where that came from. So let me just, while this is now accepted, let me show you a couple of other things that I had in mind, or I have in mind. And then when that's out the way, I'll go back to creating, what I want to get. I think that's the core of, that's my ego, like the ego behind this FOLAH thing.
For me, I mean, we have had this, talk. I feel that I want to see more rap from you. I want to hear more rap from you. I want to, because like you said, I know that you still have it. And now the way music is going, sometimes you just have to throw growth and maturity out of the window and just show these youngins that
I'm the boss.
you've been was
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
Am I really want to see rap
Rappity
Mensa.
rap. Yeah.
I really want to you because you did in Surito.
Yeah.
It is
Fancy Love
dope.
Song. Right.
Fancy Love Song. I saw you do it live a few days ago. I've seen you do it live several times, and people freak out when you are doing it live.
Right.
So you can bounce anywhere. You can sing, you can rap, you can basically do everything. I think we have seen the maturity side of you.
Yeah.
The Gen Zs have seen it.
Poor Gen Zs.
But the Gen Zs don't know that, Mensa has been the Mensa was doing this before we were born. I think rap is a thing now.
Yeah. It is.
Rap is a thing now.
Especially there are very few people who are great at it.
Yeah.
Very few people. I mean, you know what? I was going to ask you this when Mutombo was talking about classic and nostalgia. Do you think, and we spoke a bit about, not to knock, I mean, sometimes it feels like a bunch of old heads get in the room and knock the new music.
You're right.
But when new music comes along and it's dope, I think we all know when dope music, Baba J, we loved it. And it wasn't because of any industry connection or anything. I just think the chick is dope.
The Mensa actually worked on her EP.
She's fire. Like the way she puts her thoughts and lyrics and everything, she's fire. But my question to Mensa and you, Mutombo, because you guys do get in the lab, do you think that, because Mensa said something alluding to the idea that all the great music has been made already. And I have fantasies of getting in the studio with a great artist at some point in my life. Right. Not to be the performer, but I just want to be in the room for the energy.
Right. And
I'm asking, do you guys think the music is failing us or not hitting because of the process of making music now? Where, I remember there was a time where we went somewhere to write and it was all like niggas cooped up and everybody, is the energy in the room, is everybody bouncing off of each other, but it's also everybody feeling challenged. Charlie, what Mensa they write? He spit finish. You can't come with some bum shit. Do you think a lot of it is taken away from the quality, the effort, sitting on the edge of your bed, deleting, writing because you know who you're dealing with? And now it's like, okay, send the verse over computer, send the verse and just put it. Sometimes you don't even hear the record together. Yeah. You don't vibe off of it. Do you think that's affecting the quality of the sound or the content and all of that?
You know, I was on the internet recently having this argument where this guy was saying that, you know, music is trash because artists are not in the same space and whatever. And I was just like, bro, just leave it. Because this is what the kids have grown up into. So they are feeling what they're feeling. Somebody's also there thinking, oh my God, this verse that I've written, I don't know what Asimisi in Kumasi has written. And when I send this waves file, it better be the most fierest because I've not met these guys and I have to shock them. So everybody's, you know, I don't want, you see what I mean? It's like everybody's experience is valid. Just because we have experienced things differently does not invalidate how somebody is, you know, because like, you know, this thing about like kids without even knowing that touch screen is a thing, like they're born naturally understanding that they're swiping, you know, and that is real to them, you know, that is their real experience, you know. So what I'm trying to say here is that there's also things that these kids are doing now that we couldn't do when we were younger. You know, like collaborate with your cousin in New York while you are in Dansoman somewhere over the internet, or being able to see your cousin's face in video, you know, and make video phone calls or mix a song, write a song, have it mixed in Yankee or wherever, Germano or Belgium, whatever you are, and have it sent back to you. And like all these kind of interconnections and all these things that technology is allowing to happen, we would never be able to dream. Like, that would have been amazing for me as a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think more of what I'm asking now, maybe I love that you gave me that answer, but I'm speaking
I don't
about
think it's
the
taking anything away. No, because that's what I'm saying. Like, collaboration is still happening, even more so than before.
Even in the back and forth exchange.
It's collaboration.
Okay.
Bro,
Okay.
somebody go feel like Mutombo go feel get some sample. We actually do it. He sent me a sample. He put some drums on it, and he say, "Oh, Charlie, if he put some bass line on and make us see how it could go." I put a bass line on it. I send it to him. He changes his drums now. He sends it back to me. I do. It's like,
okay, yeah. So I think so long as that's happening, I see that as
more so than ever.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, collaboration is happening more so than. You have to remember, back in the day, you had to have a budget. Your record label go spend, you know, Eric Clapton and whoever, I don't remember who, what's his name, Jimi Hendrix or whatever it is. Like, they'll fly in a Concorde. So they could leave London in the morning and be in New York in the afternoon because of the time difference. Concorde 4 hours to New York, or to have him 2 hours in New York. That's a budget. Each flight was like $150,000, you know, to just go to be in the same studio to record. Give me a tenth of that and I'll give you a whole album, you know, and I'll feature anybody on the planet.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's like we have to be very careful as to how we criticize the creation of art, because you easily become outdated if you don't, you know, if you're not like in tune with what's really happening. And you can easily just start chatting like, I'm not in the same studio, so it's not the same. The vibes are not the same. No, people are experiencing things differently. You know, imagine. I'm talking a lot. Imagine those days when MSN Messenger started, and you create a time to chat with with your some girlfriend B and just chat with them. Hi, how are you doing? Have you eaten? All this, and you feel the feeling of love, of instant communication.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was still dope. It's still dope, right?
WhatsApp.
But before then, you have to write a letter.
Charlie,
go to the post office, bro. My friend's dad, my friend who was in Germany, who I think we've also had this conversation, didn't have visa. His father came to Germany for a work trip or whatever. Because mobile phone wasn't there, they decided to meet at a platform. The dad was on the other side of the train station. He was on the other side. They stood there 5 hours and they missed each other. He didn't see his father. His father went back to Ghana. His mobile phone was not there. Oh, dad, I'm on platform B. Come and collect your hugs and give me the Gary that you brought from Ghana.
Yeah. I mean, with collaboration, technology has made it easy or easier to, you know, work with people, because like men said, you know, someone can be in Japan and you can be in Ghana. You can still work seamlessly. Yeah. But I think the quality of the music, you know, has been touched in a very negative way. And I say that because I think because of tech, we have, you know, the mumbling rap now. Because you can't go to Bad Boy Records and go and tell whoever, or you can't go to, you know,
Interscope.
in Interscope,
Def Jam.
Yes, exactly, and go and play, you know, just anything for them. And back then, like Mens was saying, carefully curate your rap lines. I know the talk say you just a rap or you just a write, or you are carefully, because he made mention of delete, because you can't go to Hash Hash or you can't go to the DKB studio and just go and say shit. Yeah. Money. But now I feel in your bedroom, you have your speaker, you have your sound card, you have your mic, you have your laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can basically do anything in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what I talk?
No. It be facts. I mean, once again, it's a fine line. So for me, it's like, yes, everybody should be given the opportunity to create. Mm-hmm. But please don't force us to listen to your shit. So what they happen now be say, because there's so much, bro, do you know that on Spotify, 120,000 songs are uploaded every day?
That's crazy.
120,000.
It's because of
they should have some sort of filter system.
Access.
Yes, everybody have access. So and it makes it, but that's the thing. So there's some kind of there's not as much quality control as before. And back then, because it was such a big opportunity, you really had to be ready. You had one chance.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, okay, you can also be like, you know, fuck all these avenues. I go create my own opportunities and make things happen. But there's also like good sides to that, because there's a lot of artists who weren't getting signed by labels and they went their own route and created some interesting stuff.
And they were still good.
Yeah, and they created some incredible stuff. And also, if you think about it, if there's 120,000 songs being uploaded every day, you have to be exceptionally good to go through all the chaff, to survive the chaff, to be cut through the chaff. You have to have, so there's always two sides to the thing. And another good thing about this is that then you have choice. You can actually really find some interesting music by just digging, and you see that you enter some place. You know, people who otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity because their idea is so far out that, you know, no label will want to touch them. But then also the other side is that the art of DJs curating music for us is also lost. Like back then, it's like a DJ would do that work for you and present to you a mix. And you're like, it's like, wow, you know? So it's like some art forms are being lost, but also maybe they're also evolving, you know? But
I'll tell you guys how it's affected me I never considered myself a casual fan, but now I'm thinking, am I like a daisical kind of music fan? Because I loved the M3NSA project is coming out in a few months.
Yes.
And a few editors will write about it, what to expect.
Yes.
And then I'm a thorough listener, so when I get the project, I'll listen, I'll give it the car, I'll give it the home, I'll do this, analyze for myself and decide whether it's trash or not. But I would have spent my money. Because I believe in respecting the art. Now, because it's 120,000 songs a day and I'm not very... So that's where I agree with you that if you're not careful, you become a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I have been left out of the whole thing because now I don't know how to discover music that I don't know of. I don't know how to go and then say, I want to discover, like based on what? but I will come across every now and then a guy like Teddy Swims, and I'm in love for like
Right.
2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
all I'm playing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
the guy is really singing,
Swimming.
you
Yeah.
know. And then I'll be like, okay, so what's next? Then I'll go back and I'm playing the old stuff.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, I've heard it all. I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah. I'm missing out on what could be out there.
It
New,
could be
yeah.
out there. I don't even know how to discover music anymore. And I feel like there's
Yeah.
a place for packaging the... I don't like people to take... Okay, I think like this is what I'm saying. Mutombo is special. I think you're special. And I think there's a reason for us to pay attention to what you guys put out.
Yeah.
There has to be that in society. Or what's the point? Not everybody is an artist. I'm sorry, the democratization of things doesn't mean that just because you can say words into a microphone
Or you can buy a computer.
you can buy a computer, you are the same kind of talent. And for people like myself, it makes it very hard to figure out what is happening in the music industry. So now, when I turn on the radio, because it's not, and I'm like, all these guys sound like mosquitoes in my ears. They sound the same. And I stop listening. So it's a disadvantage for me, but
Yeah.
I have
If-
to go and like Charlie find the music
Yeah.
myself. I think that's what.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Charlie,
so yeah. I mean, that's another thing. Is like, it's funny when you started talking about classics. It's like, so you guys have said two things that puts an idea together, or like something I've been thinking about for a very long time. So it's like, back in the day, like you said, I'll connect to Mutombo and say, back in the day, it's like, before you hear even the single comes out, you be reading about it. You see posters on the wall. Hey, the song they come out in 3 months, whatever. Mob Deep, the single comes out, and then you listen. You go get. Then you start copying, put tape cassettes, blah 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 blah. You know, waiting, and then the album comes out. You wait for somebody to get it so you can dab it, or you wait till it is available in Placito or paper. What do you call it? You know, or wherever you buy your CDs from.
Yeah.
And then when you have it, you are the guy in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, and then people come to your house, come and listen. That in itself, that was such an experience, you know?
Yeah.
A whole
That's been taken, it's a whole thing. It's a whole 6 months project.
Yeah,
Like, I listened to Fuji's The Score for like a whole year,
bro.
Yeah.
you know? So now, quickly, I'm going to quickly move to the next idea. It's like that has been taken away from us. Like, for me, I remember when I released Bonzi, right? No word of a lie, Bonzi, my last album. This guy heard the song. 2 days later, was on Twitter. It's a classic. 2 days. I was like, bro, how have you listened to an
Digested
album
everything.
in 2 days
Yeah.
and it's a classic? So now music has also now become fast food. Like, you know, it's like, because there's so much happening. And it's like, as an artist, I take a year to make an album. You listen to it 2 days and you've already moved on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know? The final thing that really pains me is that we don't own music anymore. It's your subscription.
Yeah. It's the biggest ripoff.
You can go tomorrow.
It's gone.
They got away
Once
with
you,
it.
you know, we used to
Rise
pound
of
music.
otherwise.
Your friend will come to your house, you'll be going through your tape cassettes.
Yeah.
Today looks like KK Kabubu Day. You know?
It's a
Or,
process.
you know? You listen to Obrafo in you know, Paimuka. Like, okay, I guess you can just, you know, play it on your Spotify or whatever, you know what they call it. Or pay music, whatever it is, you know. But that whole kind of community of it, you know, if you don't have a subscription, it's over.
Yeah.
You could, one day if Spotify say, okay, cool, we're done. We're not, you know, hosting music, streaming music anymore.
we've gone bankrupt. You are going away.
Yeah,
Shoot,
our
that means
systems.
all
A
your
virus
music-
has destroyed our systems.
That means
What do I have?
Yeah.
that's
It's
crazy.
crazy, yeah.
What do I have?
You know, the sad thing with Mutombo is for me, I still have CDs. I'm planning to showcase it in my new space.
But you have
know.
CDs from back in the day.
So what I'm saying is this: when I come here, I see the records, right? But it tells you about the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see in your phone. When I see your music collection, I
Yeah.
can tell. I can see the kind of conversations that we're about to have. But also, I used to have a tradition that I love to support the artists that I love. And walking to buy their records was part of my ritual. And if I loved the record, my absolute tradition was I go buy Dash every single friend of mine. I remember when we were going through this phase where people were arguing about Jay-Z, da. So if you drop, I go there, I dey listen to the record, make sure say it's not, blast. Then I go back. I go buy, Magna Carta was the last CD I bought. I bought 10 copies.
Really?
10.
To share.
To share.
Right. Hold that thought right there. But this is how we've just had to accept that we are becoming dinosaurs, because these kids, they are sharing their playlists. They are doing public playlists, group playlists. They are putting music into a group of friends, and they're sharing and they're having conversations. And if you come to Mutubu's house and you see his records, to tell you what kind of person he is, you go to somebody's room, you have to look at the computer and see the terabytes on his laptop and the software he's playing on and what he's doing on Twitch, or is it Twitch? To see, it's like the same thing is happening, but in a different format.
In a different format.
But quite recently, I saw in the news that CDs would definitely come back, and I can feel it.
Really, more plastic.
Yeah. I can feel it. I can.
But Mensa, you were going to connect something to what Mutombo was saying before. I cut you off. Sorry.
No, I did. I mean, it's talking about like what a classic is. Like, is it a song of nostalgia? Because back in the day, like you had to listen to a song for a long time. You hear it everywhere. Like a classic is. I tell you what a classic is that you cannot deny. Any Bob Marley song.
Yeah.
Because for my entire childhood, all I could hear was Bob Marley, so much that I'm sorry to say this to you guys, I could not stand Bob Marley's music because it was everywhere.
Pervasive, man.
Lucky Dubé, and Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
years of that stuff.
Heroes, man.
Yeah.
Adam, what was the lead guy for
Joseph Hill?
Joseph Hill. He had a line. I don't know if you remember. I think when he came to Ghana or something, he was being interviewed. And he said something, and Michael said something so funny about what he had said. I can't even remember the phrase. I don't want to lie, so I'm not bringing it up. But he's like, hey, what did your kind? Just your, or something. But it was how we were connecting to the people that we adored and following them and checking them out. Now, I think you're right. I'm just not in the era where I don't know the platforms where the chat rooms are. They are discussing probably.
I see chat rooms.
Or wherever they're doing.
Do they still do chat rooms?
Blah, blah. They're talking about probably Baba J and saying how dope she is and the lyric that she said. And that's, for me, the interaction that I miss about the quality of the music and all of that. But I mean, it's still happening.
It's still happening in different formats,
It's dope. So let's flip it up a little bit. I want to talk about lifestyle and appearance, physical appearance.
Right.
For a long time, you had dreadlocks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for a long time you had dreadlocks, and for maybe some years now, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, for dreadlocks.
Yeah,
about 4 or 5 years. You're right.
Then you cut it.
Yeah.
Why that change? Why that flip? And how do you feel now? Like, do you prefer you like this or you back in the day? But my main question is, why did you cut your dreadlocks?
I often make a joke about, I mean, it's partly true, but I kind of trivialize it. Like one day, I was going to eat omutu and I was wearing a white t-shirt, sat down, my hair fell in the soup. I raised my head, the hair went to my t-shirt. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Like, we're done. I cut my hair that day. But to be fair, I was thinking about it. I'd been kind of ruminating about cutting it, and I was going through something that I wasn't consciously aware of, that I wasn't aware of or conscious of. And I've come to realize that my hair plays a big role in where I am in my life, what phase I'm in. So I think because having dreadlocks is a big sign of rebellion and going against the grain and being polemic and being like, what's the word? Just really going against a certain system or something that I think it's a sign of rebellion. So I think, when I was really deep into the FOKM boy shit, like really kind of trying to find myself within that space. The dreadlocks played a big role in that. I think after a while, when I was like, okay, this phase is moving on to something else, I was ready to, so I cut my hair to also start something new, you know? And in the winters or like in the cold seasons, if you see me, my hair is always big, uncombed. I'm really looking like really mash up and whatever, because that probably means that I'm going through a transformation. So there's no kind of real plan behind my hair. It's just I could be going through something, or nothing is happening, or I want to look pretty, or I want to kind of, I'm going to spaces where I want to, I don't know, just blend in and just not be too much. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then there's
the white patch is gonna make you stand out. Regardless.
Absolutely, yeah. I swear, one time somebody told me that in a market, they didn't see me; they saw my grey patch first. I was so offended.
It's such a. Have you ever? Does anybody else have that trait in your family?
So my mom's brother, but he went completely grey. Like by age 30, he was like white, full face. Yeah. And I've noticed that my cousins on my father's side also are graying very quickly. So I really don't know. But this was like a traumatic thing. It was from trauma. Yeah. It happened overnight. Kote father. Yeah. I found a friend of mine. Kote. Sorry, I kind of excluded you like that, but that's actually our friend that we're all in school with. Yeah, his dad passed while I was in high school, and I was really attached to that man, and he was ill, and I found out that he'd gotten sick very quickly, and I went to see him. I came back to school, boarding school, and I hated boarding school. I really hated it, and felt like while I was in boarding school, so much was happening. I lost my best friend's dad, who had also become my dad then, and I think I just went grey overnight,
Wow, so that happened a long time ago.
Yeah. I think it was like 15 or something. I just went, Yeah, I hated secondary school. I hated boarding school. And yeah, realizing that my friend's father died was very traumatic for me. And I just went grey.
Hair went grey.
Yeah.
May I go? Yes, sir. So like I said, lifestyle and your dread lost.
Yeah.
So I see you with where we are now. One common theme, one common topic that we usually talk about is health.
Yeah.
Because now we are there, and I see you with an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
You guys try, because I have an Apple Watch, but I hardly wear it. Yeah.
And when you wear it, you see the activity, what's going on there.
Yeah, do you count your steps? Are you conscious of your health right now? And there is this thing that I've always wanted to talk to you about, especially, recently, about still on lifestyle, still on, life, growth and all that. I've seen that. I feel that, because I've known you for a long time, you've always being like life on the edge kind of guy, very, very edgy, very, very ready, very, very, do you take time to take everything in? Do you take time to relax, to chill, to, do you recline in your seat and sigh?
I do, yeah. These days, yes. Okay. So let's kind of. So when I'm on the go, I usually have missions. Like this month has been a mission. June into early July is a mission. I did town, my project, see my mommy, see my old boy, fix things around the house, get my business affairs together, all that stuff. So it's go. But I do know that when I go back, I'm going to just disappear and take a break, even though I can't afford to, because I'm doing a campaign for, you know what I mean? But I'm going to pace myself a bit more and go back into my exercise routines, which But I'm also very conscious of the fact that I need rest. And we've reached the age where we understand that if you don't sleep now, dementia is waiting for you. Straight. The correlation is direct. If you don't sleep, dementia, your brain will destroy.
Wow.
So me, I take naps.
Then Fred, you get dementia.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy that likes sleep. Hey, Charlie, they dementia, they forget.
Yeah.
If I left here to I know if you sleep.
Yeah.
If I did bed inside.
It's always like that. Yeah. So,
That's funny.
so but me, I
Those
take
are the
naps. You see that nap you took right there? Me, I go feed sleep 25 minutes. I say, hey Siri, set alarm for 25 minutes. I'm at that 25. I mean, yani. But what that does for me is like I can get like 3 strong hours, you know? So I take naps. But Charlie, like resting, you know, like Charlie, resting is so expensive, bro. Like you have to work hard to be able to rest.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Like a lot of us have like swollen eyes, red, you know, bags under our eyes because we are tired. You know, we're tired and we're just trying to kind of make things connect. But yeah,
I'm getting ready to go into a sleep period.
Are you happy with life?
Oh, very, very, very happy. I'm very challenged. There's some things that I don't have answers to. But generally, I'm surrounded by I can't tell you how much amazing people like I'm surrounded by. You know, like rediscovering my parents, you know, like my partners, my family, my children's mother, you know, like my children's mom and I, like we are so like, you know, my wife, who I married.
Wow.
Who gave me hell. We were separated. And now we have such a good friendship.
Okay.
You know, which takes us back to where we were before, like back in the day before the children, before the marriage, before all that, you know.
Some growth took place.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm so like, and my siblings, like my younger brother, Nani, shout out to Nani, like he's a fucking godsend, you know. My older brothers are like there for me. My siblings really love me. My kids adore me, you know. I've got friends from my childhood, you know, that I am still like,
Cool with.
bro, it's
connected
like,
to.
you know, I'm thankful. My health is okay. I've had some health scares, whatever. I'm seeing it through. I even have a community of friends who I play table tennis with who don't know that I'm a musician. And I see them 4 times a week playing table tennis. And I tell them I'm just an engineer. Because they're all doctors, dentists, pharmacists, you know. And me too, I'm an audio engineer, but I remove the audio from inside. Oh, I'm an engineer. And we play table tennis every evening. We don't talk about music, which is amazing for me. Talk about random stuff. Some of them are very religious. They invite me to come to the church. I don't go. I keep giving them excuses. It's so exciting, you know.
You better not find this podcast.
yeah. You know, they will never find it. I hope not, you know. So, you know, and we have challenges, you know. I've challenges. And let's be real, I've had a very challenging, you know, last few months with Mutombo, you know, and we're working through it. You know, I don't know where we are yet, but, you know, we've opened dialogue. We're going through things, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity, you know. And just, I'm very like, I'm cherishing my life so much. I have a new project coming out that I'm excited about, that I speak of. Like, the more I release music, sorry, am I talking too much?
No.
The more I release
I'm just gathering my thoughts.
these projects, the more I'm confident of speaking of my art. Do you know how difficult that shit is? To be excited about your art in a way that you want to talk about it. Like, right? Like, I came out wearing my fucking t-shirt. Like, I would never do that in the past.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, this kind of humility. I'm, you know, so...
Free.
Yeah, bro, I'm like, you know, it's good. I don't have money. Oh. I don't have money.
It's relative.
Yeah, but so right now, what I'll eat tonight is on Mutombo. I'm really looking at him like, yo, you need to come through for me tonight. But
Sleep hungry.
yeah, but the quality of life that I'm being afforded by other people around me, you know, the solid people. Like, my mom is such a soldier, you know, like, she's really holding me down, and she's you know, and I'm so thankful, you know, I'm really great. I'm like the amount of gratefulness I'm feeling these days is insane. It's insane. So yeah, I'm happy.
Fred, make I go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something that just came to me with your wealth of experience, with your wealth of experience. Is it right?
Yeah.
With your wealth of experience, if a label comes that, yeah, Charlie, we see what you do, we want to put money into what you are doing.
Yeah.
We know how these guys work. We know how these guys, operate. Is this something that you do?
I mean, of course, but it depends on what the terms are. Like, I don't want a label to come and sign me. I want a label to come and collaborate with me. You know? That's what I'm looking for. Collaboration, partnership. Because you're not going to come and tell me what to do or, but you will guide me into doing what I want to do properly. You see what I mean? I think that's really what it is.
Yeah,
but whatever. If they come, if they don't come, we didn't move still.
Yeah.
I want to say this before I ask him a question. The whole design of this Afromosis is at the bottom of the thing.
It's so dope.
It's crazy.
That's where the design is.
Yeah.
It's great.
They need
Fred,
to.
You see. Yeah.
That is the killer part of
Yeah,
it.
it's so dope.
It's so
dope.
fresh.
It is
The
crazy.
precision there. I love it.
Yeah.
M3NSA,
Yes, sir.
brother. I want to ask you this question because I feel like FOLAH makes me think about the music that you've written that I've heard so far.
Yeah.
You've spoken about your relationship with your partner, the mother of your children, and I was gonna ask you even before you touched on it. I'm glad you touched on it, but what I want to know is, for an artist,
Yeah.
when you're writing music, and I've never been an artist in that capacity, but I'm assuming that you're trying to write in a universal way that connects with multiple people because it's a real feeling and it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
So you're trying to put yourself in that space where you
Yeah.
can write. How does it affect real life bonds, relationships? Like one with your partner, for instance, if you can speak on it, to express in song an idea, a romantic
Yeah.
partner. And maybe, let's say, at the time, things at home are not what you're writing about.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to navigate we're not fucking with each other now, and I'm over here singing this great-ass love song, so it definitely,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's about, who are you singing about, kind of,
Yeah.
those kind of challenges. How does that affect real-life romance, or put the romance aside? Now, there's a real relationship that is involved. How does your art affect your real life romantically?
It's my real life that affects my art. But then I'm very conscious that life is not just rice and stew every day. And so, for instance, if I wrote a song about how much I love a lady or whatever it is, or I love somebody, or I love giving them FOLAH or whatever, and they're pissing me off. At that moment, the song that I'm performing is not about them. It's about the connection that I have with the audience. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a complete different thing. Now it's gone beyond. Once you write it, it's no longer yours. Do you see what I'm saying? Once you create art, it is no longer yours in the sense of to enjoy or to interpret or to feel or to kind of connect to or connect with. So when I'm performing these songs, I'm not thinking about in the moment, I wrote it because I was in a great space with this person and now I don't want to perform the song, I wrote a song for somebody who is getting on my goddamn nerves right now.
No, okay, I love that part, but I
Right.
mean, the people, how do they...
Or how do they feel about
how do they, like, in the space, like, your woman
I've
knows-
never written a song I've never written a song for anybody before. I always write a song about an experience I've had with people.
Okay.
you know.
So have you ever been questioned about who was
did
that
you write
song
the song
about?
for?
Or
I
what were you
I
talking
did write
about?
it. Oh, you know what? I wrote a song for somebody, Lorianne, right? Lorianne, I'm sorry, but I never had a romantic relationship with her. It would be just, you know, platonic. It was never even crossed the line. Never even went there, you know. But her name sounded cool, and she was such a good friend to me. And she was, you know, she's a professor from Yankee who came to Ghana, and we became very good friends. And when I moved to the UK, you know, we still remain friends and so on and so forth. And it was like, you know, she's like, that's my song, right? You better make it sound dope. You know what I mean? So like a tribute to people.
Yeah, but how would your
How-
partner take it? Or how do they respond when you've been in a relationship?
No, you know, like I've never like when I was that's when I was like happily married and whatever. It's like she never ever questioned my creative.
Oh, okay.
Never ever. Because you have to understand that I made a song called Thank God We're Not Nigerians when I just got married to a Nigerian. And
Oh.
do you see what I'm saying? And they know that it's something has to be
Pure
your
art.
muse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something has to be your muse. You know, and it's not about them. It's like once you write it, you know, it's like there's a whole world out there, you know. And nobody I've dated has ever said to me, write a song about me. Oh, they do actually. Or friends do say write a song.
Really?
About me. Yeah. People,
That's creepy.
Oh yeah. People say write a song about me all the time.
That's so self-centered.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's cute because they're good people, you know. They're good people and they're taking the piss. And then when I say, "Oh, I wrote a song called FOLAH," it's like, "Oh, it's a song with my name in there," and I'm like, go and listen to it and see, you know. But yeah, I've never really, you know, it's like I'm getting enough criticism from people I don't know. You know, it's like, why did you make a song called Thank God We're Not Nigerians? Why did you do this? Why did you, you know, it's like radio saying don't play this, blah blah blah. It's like it's enough stress, you know.
Is it hard for artists to find partners? Like the type of partner that you get with? Is it like somebody? Because I always wondered, you know, this person's artsy or they understand the space that an artist has to dwell in for them to be able to date you and not create any type of chaos for you that in a way affects your work and stuff.
I think so. I mean, you know, for
You
me,
think there's the type of
Yeah.
there's a prototype for
you know, people, but it's generally, yeah. I think people fall in love with the idea of artists, and then they come to realize that they're miserable people. You know, they're going through something. You know, they usually have issues. You know, so I could see that, but I'm not a serial dater. You know, so I wouldn't know. I've never had that kind of. But also, you know, I think one thing about me is also that I'm a very. You know, some people walk into the room and be like, this guy is an artist.
yeah.
Everything they do is an artist. I think I'm a very plain kind of guy. Or you don't think so? No, until kind of we get into,
Yeah.
like, I'm very normal. I'm happy to,
Yeah.
you see what I mean?
yeah.
Like, just like
Yeah.
normal. Like, I don't, like, we have to start getting to things before you realize that, okay, maybe there's a creative side to this guy, whatever. But I can walk into a room and we'll all be standing there and I'll just look like the photographer or the pharmacist.
I
or
see.
do you see what I mean? Yeah. So I'm very. You see, my approach to my art is I really approach it like a day job.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up 9 o'clock. I'm sat behind my desk, ready to work. It's very practical in that sense, you know. So I don't, you know. So I don't think I'm the stereotypical artist that's like, ooh, out there and sees you're my soulmate and fuck that. We have bills to pay.
I actually thought this episode was going to be for
Sure.
for an hour.
Yeah.
But
We have gone.
Yeah.
I talk. I like
Yeah,
talking.
I mean, I have
So-
my last question and then we're-
yeah. Me, maybe two more things there, but Charlie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might tell me after to chop this part off.
Here we go.
I always say that one person. You know, when people brag that, oh, they know how to do something, and you know that you know someone who can do it better than them, you just sometimes raise your chest and say it, or you just argue with them, or you just go like, you know, wait until you experience, you know. You did something crazy that I always tell people. You rolled weed. Like, I always say that if I know that now yeah, you have slowed down with the rolling, but you rolled weed and threw it at a wall, smashed it at a wall, and the weed never came off.
Yeah.
It was well done. Like my pre-rolls from Raw.
Yeah.
Like I think
from
Raw should
Amsterdam.
employ you for research
Purposes.
for research, purposes. Now I see that you. I don't remember the last time you rolled. If you are still rolling,
Right.
It's cool. If you are not, that one too is cool.
Please, what's your question?
The question is, do you think the government, with all the piss that they are taking, should legalize marijuana?
I mean, you do not have to ask me by asking by going by the ruling because I may or may not be a smoker. I think to not legalize marijuana is the biggest mistake any nation can make right now. It's so stupid. Like, it's the dumbest thing. Like, it's become $1 trillion industry in a space of 5 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, how could you miss out on? How'd you miss this trick? And Ghana has great soil and great breeds in this country. And when people hear legalization of marijuana, we think about is Oshin Tampi or Shiwi. But it's like the byproducts of the plant is a moneymaker. It's a no-brainer. We're here sitting in cement homes where you can make bricks and blocks out of hemp, clothes out of hemp, medication for rheumatism, for like the industry, or even just exports for other people who smoke to smoke. Because if you look at a place like Holland, actually most Dutch people do not smoke, or they are not so big on smoke. We've been to Holland together, for research purposes, of course. And it's like, send it to places where they want to smoke.
Yeah.
Because why is cigarette and alcohol
It ain't no
legal?
different.
Oh, it's not that ain't no difference. Cigarettes and alcohol will kill you 10 times faster than marijuana will.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's a miseducation that we've kind of held on to.
Yeah.
But as an industry, if you don't legalize it now, start growing it in kind of industrial, proportions, you are missing the beat. It's like, don't be a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree 100%. If people are getting into the business and raking in seriously.
Oh,
yeah.
I just met this American lady. She's a cannabis grower, and she so she's the oils for cooking and stuff. I remember because she has the same name as my mom. Bro,
Crazy.
she don't get problem.
Wow.
Dope. Can I go for my last then?
Yeah.
You go for your last then. So this is my very, very last question. I think this conversation has been very, very matured, and I mean, I thought we were going to go in on music, but Charlie, we've gone through, different tangents. So one thing about me is, now I'm not insecure about anything about myself.
Right.
Back in the day, I have this large birthmark here that you guys can't see, but it's a large birthmark.
Striptease.
It's a large birthmark that I was so insecure about. I hated my school shorts because
Oh yeah, the black patch.
the black patch. It's still there, but now I don't even think about it. Again, as you Mensa, aka Menses, the red blood cells. Are you insecure about something on you or in you that makes you always think twice before maybe you speak or you move or you do anything? On you or in you? Something that you also wish that you could work on, or you could,
I mean, of course, I'm not perfect. There's nothing about me is perfect, you know. I've come to realize that a lot of things that I did was just out of pure ego and just not having any fear. But I was so flawed into, like, when I look at some of the things I wrote during fucking boys and stuff, like, I wasn't knowledgeable enough. I could have done this different. And you know, and also like working with somebody like One Love who's very highly talented and very like a strong energy. You cannot help but sometimes feel, you know, like, oh, am I good enough for what I'm doing right now, or stand next to this man or whatever it is. But I think with age, like you said, you learn to accept yourself, and then you either decide that you're just going to continue fixing yourself one day at a time or one way at a time, or you just accept that you're a mess and you just live your life that way. So I cannot, like, I messed up my knee when I was a teenager, and that's one thing that really bugs me. Like, now it's come back to kick me in the ass because I play table tennis quite often. So I can tell that it stops me from doing certain things that I would rather like, but I'm not insecure. Like, there's nothing I'm insecure about. I've got skinny legs. I used to not be able to wear shorts.
Yeah.
I don't give a
So make you change body. You go see me for the mini shorts.
He said mini shorts. Yeah. You know, it's like, this is me. There's nothing I can do about it, but I have other things to think about, you know. So no, I don't have insecurities like something like, but I also have knowledge of self, which is like, well, this thing here, I don't know do.
Yeah.
I go left give the person where you know do. You know? I think that's something that I'm very, like, I'm trying to work on. Like, oh, I'm not good enough at this. Let somebody else do it. Yeah.
Cool. I think I might have a last question.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope. This is an obvious question, but I wanted to ask it last because I just didn't want it. The people who have been following the podcast to say it was an obvious question.
Right.
So your dad was here.
Yeah.
I was going to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Your dad was here, right?
Yeah.
In the process, I felt Mutombo actually was annoyed for all of us because your dad is so savvy.
Yeah. He dodged the question.
So savvy. I tipped my hat off to the man. I wanted to grow up and be like him, such a legendary, strong, minded character. And I loved that interview so much. So by the time we were done, Mutombo and I went different places. And then later we came to the same page because of how well the interview did online and all of that. But my first instinct the next day was to send you a message. And it's probably one of the longest messages I've sent anyone.
Yeah, you did.
And so after I sent the message, I came back and told him, like, Charlie, bro, I don't know if they wrong me, but I sent Mensa this long message. I hope he doesn't think I'm crazy or something.
No. I felt it made me go and watch the interview.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, first of all, what did you think of the voice note? And then the real question is, did anything change or care to you, learn something, watching your dad interact with your peers and, you know, him sharing knowledge with us? And how did it make you feel? Because as a, you know, if you were like in the audience and you didn't know your father and you heard him talking about some kids that he had and that happened to be someone like you, how did you see him in any different light, or did you learn anything new? Did you experience anything?
I think watching my dad interact with my peers is nothing new. Like, he's always been, when he was around, he always like imposed, kind of like wanted to lecture at my friends and whatnot. If you came to the house and my dad was in the house, you would get a lecture.
Yeah, you could
standard. You could chop lecture. So that was okay. This is a very nuanced question, and I think you asked him something about our relationship and like his lack of presence in my life and how he kind of navigated around the question. And it's such a shame, you know, because, but then I get it, it's a generational thing, you know, like vulnerability is not part of the playbook, you know, because I would have really have loved my dad to have been vulnerable and really said and really and really said something like he just didn't know how to do it, rather than rationalizing it and defending his actions. Because me knowing my dad, I know that he's a good person. He's very kind, but he just didn't have the tools. He wasn't raised by a father who showed him that kind of love that he could also transfer to us. His dad, it was a colonial era, you know, you it was like, what's that film, Fences? It's like, you just have a responsibility to your children to make sure that they're well educated, well fed, clothes on their back, and you've done your job and you were there for them in that, like, as an imposing figure to keep them on a straight line. But you didn't make friends with your children. You didn't emotionally connect with them. You didn't, you know, you didn't go through things with them, you know? And that's what, he didn't know that. And so he didn't know how to transfer that energy to us. And also, he had a lot of women who just loved the guy. Like, he was a handsome man, very smart, probably on the spectrum. So he didn't understand certain things, you know, like, you know, and he just fell out with all the women that he loved, you know? And so he couldn't be around with them also, and also didn't know how to be there for his kids in that way. But he did what he could, you know? But I was hoping that he felt sorry, felt that he had missed an opportunity. Because we were so proud of him, you know, we just wanted, he lived such a fucking glorious life, you know. He had money, he had talents, he went to like one of the best drama schools in the world. He was in like groundbreaking films, you know, did stuff with the Rolling Stones. Like, he did so many cool things that we just wanted to be in his space and for him to show love, and he just couldn't do that. And then he missed that opportunity. And even he's still missing that opportunity right now. Like, just last week, I had an incident with him. You know, I wanted to sit with him and tell him about this new project that I was doing. And he didn't create the opportunity. He just left. Went to Yankee, 85. I'm still chasing after the man in a sense, you know. But I told him, I said, dude, I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to tell you about the problems I'm facing in this fucking country. And I just wanted you to give me your blessing. And you didn't afford me that, you know. And then he said to me, oh, he didn't even address it. He was just like, he called me, he was like, those guys are giving you a hard time, right? Do you know what? I think you need some clothes for this show that you're going to do. So I've already paid the seamstress or the tailor to get the clothes. So just go and collect it. That's my dad showing me that he loves me and he connects with what I'm saying, but he couldn't emotionally express that. So he just did that. I'm a father, I'm a provider. I'm in my 40s, my dad's in his 80s, and he's still, do you see what I'm saying? So it was painful to see that he still felt like he had to defend his actions rather than say, hey, I fucked up. But I love my kids, because I know he does. He just doesn't know how to express it in the way that is valuable to us.
Cool. I love that perspective.
I think this is a perfect ending. You know, so my question has been flawed. Yeah. Charlie, I mean, a very, very matured conversation between three friends who vibed on this episode.
Yeah.
Very, very dope. I was very, very scared because we've had him before, so I thought we were going to repeat everything, but not once did we, you know, repeat anything that we touched on the first time we met him, the first time we used him as a quote-unquote...
Not with Afro Moses and a power nap before the episode, bro. You know we're going to bring it.
Yeah, Charlie. It was fire!
Yes, sir. Booyaka.
Yeah, Charlie. Charlie, guys, another dope episode. We thank you for, as usual, sitting through with us. You know, hope you enjoyed. And if you did, you know what to do. I don't have to repeat it.
Share it.
Yeah, share it.
Subscribe.
Share it. Yeah, subscribe and, you know, follow wherever possible, Charlie. And tell a friend to tell their mothers. The F More Let's Divide podcast. Fred.
Yes, sir.
We are through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, Charlie, be.
Don't shit.